The architecture of division and how we rebuild. Introduction. The weight of the world. If you've spent any time online this week, or even just walked through a crowded city street, you've likely felt it. There is a specific kind of heaviness in the air lately. It's a tension that feels like it's pulling at the seams of our families, our friendships, and our global community. We look at the news, we look at our social feeds, and we see it everywhere. Anger, polarization, and a seemingly bottomless well of hatred. It's natural to feel overwhelmed. It's natural to ask, how did we get here? Is this just who we are now? Today, I want to talk about why it feels like the world is on fire. I want to look under the hood of our society and our own psychology. Because if we understand the why, the actual mechanics of this hatred, we stop being victims of it. We start to see that this isn't an unstoppable force of nature. It is a complex problem with identifiable roots. The tribal brain in a modern world. To understand why there is so much hatred, we have to start with the hardware we are all carrying around, the human brain. For thousands of years, humans survived because we were tribal. We belonged to a small group, and anyone outside that group was a potential threat. Our brains evolved to favor us and distrust them. It was a survival mechanism. But in 2025, that hardware is malfunctioning. We are no longer living in small tribes of 50 people. We are part of a global digital tribe of billions. Our biology hasn't caught up. When we feel even a minor threat to our identity, whether it's our political beliefs, our religion, or our cultural values, the brain's us versus them switch flips on. This leads to the most dangerous tool in the hater's shed, dehumanization. When we stop seeing a person as a complex individual with a mother, a father, and a favorite song, and instead see them as a label or a problem, our empathy shuts down. We aren't hating a person anymore. We are hating a concept. And it's very easy to hate a concept. The connectivity paradox. You would think that in an age where we can talk to anyone on the planet instantly, we would understand each other better. But we are living through what researchers call the connectivity paradox. As our digital connections increase, our tolerance for one another actually decreases. Why? Because we've lost the cushion of face-to-face empathy. When you sit across a table from someone, you see the micro-expressions on their face. You see their humanity. You are less likely to scream at them because your brain recognizes them as a physical reality. But online, we are interacting with avatars and text. This creates de-individuation. The internet acts as a shield. It allows us to say things we would never dream of saying to someone's face. We have reached a phase transition in society where we've moved from healthy debate to total fragmentation. We are no longer talking to each other. We are shouting at a screen, fueled by the feeling that we are the heroes of our own story and everyone else is the villain. The machines of outrage. We also have to be honest about the fact that hatred is profitable. In 2025, information integrity is at an all-time low. We live in an attention economy. The algorithms that run our social media platforms are not designed to tell you the truth. They are designed to keep you looking at the screen. And what keeps us looking? Outrage. Anger is a high arousal emotion. It's addictive. When you see something that makes you angry, you click, you share, and you comment. The algorithm sees that engagement and says, "Great, here is 10 times more of that." We are being fed a constant diet of the worst versions of our enemies. This has led to the loss of a shared reality. Two people can live in the same house, but inhabit different universes because their news feeds tell them two completely different stories about what is true. When we can't agree on basic facts, dialogue doesn't just become difficult, it becomes impossible. Economic pain and scapegoating. We cannot talk about hatred without talking about the ground we walk on. Around the world, People are feeling the squeeze of economic inequality and global instability. When people feel powerless, when they can't afford a home, when they fear for their children's future, that pain has to go somewhere. Historically, whenever there is widespread economic stress, people look for a scapegoat. It is much easier to blame a minority group, a foreign country, or a political rival for your problems than it is to dismantle complex global economic systems. Hatred, in many ways, is a misplaced expression of pain. It is a way for people to feel a sense of power in a world where they feel they have none. Conclusion: the quiet majority. I know this sounds bleak, but I want to leave you with a different perspective. While the loudness of hate has increased, it is often driven by a very vocal minority. Data from this year shows that up to 80% of people across the globe are tired of the division. Most people want safety, most people want to be heard, and most people want a return to civil discourse. The hatred we see is not the default state of humanity. It is a symptom of a world under immense pressure. So, what do? We start by reclaiming our attention. We start by refusing to let an algorithm tell us who our neighbors are. We practice the radical act of seeing the individual behind the label. Hatred is a fire, but a fire needs oxygen to burn. That oxygen is our attention and our participation. If we stop providing it, if we choose nuance over outrage and empathy over an easy label, we can begin to lower the temperature of the world. It won't happen overnight, but it starts with the realization that the person on the other side of the screen or the other side of the aisle is just as human and just as tired as you are. Thank you.